Hey, hey, welcome in. Let the good vibes all begin. Something good is about to happen. Sure. I've been waiting on you. Got a seat with your name. Started with a coffee chat. Now we about to change the game. You got a story worth telling, and I got a room full of ears. So drop whatever you've been holding. Get ready because your time is here. Because when real people talk to real people, something shifts. When real stories meet real listeners, something lifts. Every Saturday we show up and we bring our best. Show up to Carrie Connects and leave it best. Show up, show up. Something is happening here. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects. This is your moment, come near where every story intersects and every heart connects. From a coffee chat to the main stage, just bring who you are. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects. Connection is the start. Carrie Connects. Entrepreneurs, voices, friends, where inspiration never ends. You did not come this far just to sit in the back. Everything you walk through was getting you ready for that. So step into the light. Let somebody see your face, because the right conversation can change everything in this place. When real people talk to real people, something shifts. And real stories meet real listeners, something lifts. Every Saturday we show up and we bring our best. Show up to Carrie Connects and leave it right. Show up, show up. Something is happening here. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects. This is your moment, come near where every story intersects and every heart connects. So the coffee chat to the main stage, just bring who you are. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects. Connection is the start. We started over coffee just to see if it was real. Yeah, you opened up and showed me everything you feel. Now the world is watching and they say the very best shares. Carrie Connects is where somebody finally cares. Show up, something is happening here. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects. Listen, you know it, come near. Every story intersects and every heart connects. From the coffee chat to the main stage, just be who you are. Carrie Connects. Real conversations, real connections. This is Carrie Connects. Show up.
Hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome to another amazing edition of Carrie Connects, where we connect people in my community to the people in your community. And I'm so excited to have my returning guest on the show today. So, if you have not met him before, allow me to introduce you to Sensei Fred Jordan, who is a United States Marine. So, I first want to say thank you for your service. We appreciate you. We honor you. And he is also a professor of martial arts science. He is a world record holder, 59 bricks broken in 60 seconds. He is a licensed investment advisor, which means that he has a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that your money is taken care of. And then he is the founder of IMASA, International Martial Arts Association, with over 300 school and community partnerships, well over 4,000 people served, and he has been doing that for the last 23 years and growing. In addition to that, he has 13 black belts. Not one, not two, not three. I'm not going to count all the way, but he has 13 black belts and still continues to serve as the head instructor of Tornado School of Martial Arts, which was passed down to him by his sensei, his teacher, Gregory Jaco. Now, I say all of that to say that today is not about credentials. It is about the work. And he was my guest in March, and we ran over about 15 minutes. And so after the show, Sensei Fred Jordan said, I wish we had more time. Now, we cannot run over today, so let's go straight into whole self-alignment as our focus, knowing that we probably will have to come back for a part 3 to cover everything else that we have not gotten to yet. So, welcome to the show. Let me unmute your mic and let's try it again.
All right. Thank you. It's nice to be back. Nice to be back on the show again. You have a great audience and a very good flow. It's a good fit. I want to share something in form of an updated, like a slight correction.
Okay.
I do not have 13 black belts.
Okay, let's fix that. Because somebody said 13. Wow.
Yeah. I don't have 13
So let's correct that.
I studied at the time of my ranking from my teacher.
Uh-huh.
Studied in I studied 11 styles.
Okay.
And he certified them all as instructor level, which gave me black belt credential as an instructor of multiple styles. But we operate out of our home-based style called the 4-wind system. Just not to send the martial arts community into our friends, you have people that say they got 20,000 black belts and things of that nature. I'm not one of them.
All right. I love that. And I really appreciate that clarification, because when we're connecting people to the community, we want to make sure that we are getting accurate information out there. So I love that correction. And I've also been watching you on social media, and I see that you are really getting more intentional about how you show up and what you share. So I have to give a shout out to my program, From Invisible to In Demand, where I help people with visibility in social media. So what shifted in how you're presenting whole self-alignment to the world?
The shift as it relates to social media is the foundations of any business. Just like I'm being a mentor working with small businesses, I ensure they understand the importance of consistency. So once you learn what to do, it's about being more consistent. So I also shout out your movement, because you helped me establish social media flow, and it still gets better as we're going. So
Absolutely.
Being consistent is what has been included from which is taught in alignment, in whole self-alignment. Consistency in becoming recognizing yourself is key. Becoming consistent at it until it becomes second nature.
And I love that you talked about consistency in terms of whole self-alignment and how it becomes second nature, that you have to show up for yourself. But I also want to make sure that I take just a few minutes to shout out our audience who have showed up for us. And they're consistent. Every time I have a show, I see a lot of the same people in the audience. And so I would be remiss if I did not give them a quick shout out and also ask them to drop your questions in the comment section. I can see them live on LinkedIn. I can see them live on Facebook. I can see them live on YouTube. So make sure that you drop your questions in the comment section as we have this amazing conversation. So first, I'm going to look over here on Instagram and give a shout out to Shayna, who has joined us on Instagram. And then know that I cannot show you on Instagram. I can't show you here, but that is okay. I want to say hi to Christy D. Williams, who has joined us from Florida. And I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Kenneth Dunyer Jr. He's been waiting for this moment. He said, Carrie, your show finally started. He's been in my DMs. He's been in the comment section wondering when this is going to happen. Well, now is this moment. And he is joining us from Texas. And then we also have some people who are on Twitch, which is a gaming program. And so we want to say hi to everybody that's on Twitch. And you know my girl, Besties Beyond Borders buddy and business partner, Layla Balabas, is joining us from Canada. And we have so many other people. I have to scroll down through the list. And Sensei Jedi J is saying hello to you as well. Now, this is my buddy. We love Star Wars and the Avengers and all of those things. And also Miss Leanne. Now, Leanne, I don't know where you are located. It says Minnesota. Well, there you go. Reading is fundamental, says the school teacher of 20 plus years. And so Leanne is joining us from Minnesota. So please drop in the comment section where you are watching from, your city, your state. And you know what? Today, I really want to know what's the weather, because I was on the show earlier and they talked about how rainy it was. So I want to know what the weather is where you are. It is bright and sunny where I am in Northwest Indiana, right outside of Chicago. And Mr. Stanley Green, thank you for being here. My very first podcast appearance was actually on Stanley Green's show. And so you all make sure that you connect with the people that I'm shouting out in the comment section. Hey, Sharon, want to say hello to Sharon. She's super excited for this. She has some amazing knowledge, information, wisdom. You all connect with her as well. Sharon, where are you and what's the weather? And Miss Jackie, who I know is in Michigan, but drop that in the comment section along with the weather. She is watching as well. And so many people watching. And then we also have people who are over on Substack as well. So if you're watching on Substack or if you're watching on Instagram, I'm not able to show it. Hey, Christine, let us know where you are watching from as well. You all see the action is on LinkedIn. Okay, get into it. You better get you a LinkedIn account if you don't have one. It's a professional networking organization is what LinkedIn. It's not just about looking for a job. LinkedIn is really about building community and making those connections. And I have a meeting scheduled with this beauty, Marilyn Clark, coming up soon. We're going to do I completed my DISC assessment, so we're going to meet with her to talk about the results. So continue to just drop your questions, drop your comments, drop your weather. Let's get this show on the road. All right. So, Dr. Jordan, back to whole self alignment, because for me, part of my whole self is definitely community. And I'm really excited to learn more about whole self alignment and what that means. So I know it operates at the physical, the mental, and the emotional level simultaneously. And most people, it seems like they identify one that they work on the most. What happens to the other two if you only focus on one?
Okay. So whole self-alignment is the framework of whole self, where we recognize in a loop pattern that you are existing within circumstances, but from your circumstances, it influences your mind. And depending on how you define things, that becomes your truth. So from circumstances into your mental understanding, which answers the two questions, what is it that I believe that makes me think the way I think? Though that component there then shifts into emotional resonance, where your emotions resonate with your thought process. Your emotions play a role in the influence of your decision of what your actions are. So I don't mean only what it is that you're doing in a technical sense, but how your emotions show up technically. Are you irritated? Are you snappy? Can you communicate? Are you calm? Are you focused? Are you faithful? So from your circumstance, not from your circumstances, but from your physical actions, from your physical being, that then plays or paint on the canvas of your circumstances. That's now you influencing your direct conditions and situations. What the whole self-alignment system does is it helps you develop the awareness of it so that you can see it in real time. As you learn how to see it in real time, you develop certain abilities where you can direct it. You have the ability to direct your thoughts. You have the ability to question them and put them in the right perspective of a truth that allows your emotions to not attack you. And your emotions shows up attacking you in your physical being. Mm-hmm. So this was extracted through decades, about 35 years of martial arts training, and coupled with perspectives that came out of the United States Marine Corps, and then my own firsthand experience of how I learned to address or deal with circumstances from conditions that didn't necessarily make me repeat the conditions, but more so gave me the ability to choose to act as a beacon within conditions versus becoming a product and continue to can pass them down or pass them along and show it. Does not provide any form of perfections. I still make mistakes all throughout life, but we understand that when you're aligned, your true understandings in life comes from your mistakes. And how do you know it when you don't experience it? Experience is the real teacher. So it is better to make mistakes and be pushing through life than to not be pushing through life and not making any mistakes. So that's where now we're saying that's a component of what it is that I believe that makes me think the way I think. Mm-hmm. I believe that we are created in the image of excellence. I don't believe that we are created in the sense of I'm only human, so my flaws will trump me in life. I believe that our flaws, or what we have defined as flaws, are our teaching tools. But if you are unaware of it, you continue to repeat it. Whole self-alignment teaches you or helps you discover and recognize and remember that you are existing in a physical, an emotional, and a mental state at one time. And at any point in time, your mental is seen in different components of your life. They are not separated. So to answer the question of what does it mean when someone operates in one area and not work in the others, you cannot. If you operate in one and do not work in the others, the one it's not a tricycle anymore, it's a unicycle. And you won't be able to operate anymore, or you're not operating in. Now, I'm sorry, I'm gonna share that again. It's not a unicycle. It's one wheel aligned on a tricycle. Mm-hmm. So you might be working on one wheel, but the other two, they're going in different directions. So you will not be moving like you think you should be, like you are. It puts limitations on what you do. It slows you down. Now, none of this is a get it right immediate process. It has steps to it as it relates to working consciously on your own awareness, where you are intentionally saying, let me question what is it that I'm thinking at the moment. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. When you recognize an eternal state, whether you summons that state or based on your own memories, which some people, with things play back on us, or whether it's the circumstances that you're addressing, which then still summaries bring back things that play within us. It reminds me of when my instructor explained that the power of the mind and how the mind operates as we used the term tape recorder back then,
Right.
and it has the ability to replay scenarios without you hitting the play button. So a lot of my training was in learning how to become aware of the automatic play came on. When you're dealing in a physical pressure, where you can be choked out, knocked out, or we're very serious on the mat if we didn't play with each other. The idea of being able to survive on that mat with each other, your emotions cannot come in and take over. Because everybody, when they start fighting out of their emotions, they don't turn out too well. They might start hitting hard and being aggressive, but without poise, without calculation, without awareness of yourself, you're pretty much taken apart relatively quick.
And I love that you are talking about this. So I want to ask you, because you talk about awareness as the first gate. And awareness, it sounds like without application, is just kind of information. So what is the bridge really between knowing that you're out of alignment and then actually doing something about it? What's that bridge look like?
Okay. So first, I'd like to explain honestly, it doesn't look like there's many people that know what alignment looks like. They don't know what it feels like. We've been out of line. We've had glimpses of it, maybe some of us, and then we come into it. But you're out of alignment when your emotions tell you. Your emotions are like senses when you become aware, when you say, okay, I'm going to consciously ask myself, how am I feeling in my being of my emotional response to everything around me. Now, you might have a liking for one thing and a disliking for something else, but there is a common denominator where your emotions meet, and it's the same way for both. You either like something and I really don't, or you don't like something and you really honestly do, but you mad because you like it. So people are all over the place emotionally. And
Right.
you know that you're misaligned when it pulls you away from you feeling great about yourself. When you start feeling like I'm not who I am or who I should be or who I could be, it is saying to you, it's not that you're not that, it's saying you're not aligned to that right now. You are all of that. The reason you are that is because when you're not aligned in it, you feel like you're not that.
Right.
So again, this goes from, if we were going to make a circle, circumstances into thought. How is it that I think? What is it that I believe that makes me feel the way I feel? And then it shows in your acts, your communication with others. It shows in your desires and it shows your intentions. And this is what you're supposed to become aware of, because you're the one that's painting on your circumstances. You're painting the picture. It's like a canvas. Circumstances are our physical being, our physical reality. It has a time delay in it. In your mind, you created it immediately. You saw it immediately, no time delay. But when your emotions resonate with it, that is great. That means I'm on court. This feels good. Am I willing to do the work? Once that question is answered, willing to do the work, your physical practicality, you need to first and foremost, you will first and foremost be grateful for the challenge that you're taking on, because it's a challenge worthy of your most important asset, and that is your time. That's the only asset you do not get back. But to be able to direct yourself in a manner in which you say, I am putting productivity into something that I created in here or seen here in my mind, where my emotions resonated with it, and we understood this feels good, this feels right. and then I'm going to make my actions into it. And then you watch the picture get painted in circumstances. You watch it paint. Doesn't happen immediately. But
Okay.
circumstances is what I was talking about as it relates to experiences. You're going to have to mess up in order to learn. You're going to have to be disappointed in order to get clarity. You cannot learn it the way we learned or we understood things like when we went to school. When we went to school, we took the lessons first. And actually, I learned this from my uncle. I remember him telling me when I was younger, in school, you learn it in reverse. You take the lesson first, and you take another lesson, and you take another lesson, and then you take a test. But in life, you take the test, and that's how you learn your lessons.
Come on. Right?
Right. So
That's good.
my uncle Dennis Muhammad, he's been very big in developing community life and looking to work with promoting a form of improvement in not so much seen areas.
So
So
you, oh, go ahead.
so completing that loop takes an awareness which you learn how to step out of yourself and see it all. We have sciences and language that exists now where it can be explained a little bit more in detail. So when I was younger, I couldn't explain to people what it meant to step out of thought. But now with sciences such as metacognition, there's now more of a framework where things can be explained a little bit more. This is not something that's limited to people. This is something that I believe, and based on what I've seen, working with so many students over the course of 30 plus years, it is within all of us. That's how we break bricks. That's how we go through solid concrete, because the mental state is based in a belief because of how you trained. And then the emotional is like on standby. It's like we're gonna see in a minute, but we're gonna ask you, hey, you did it. You done your training. You did hard. All you had to do was what you were told, and you did it. And then when you make the physical technique, you already learned the technique. The idea is, can you focus your alignment all the way through and complete it? So people are fascinated when they see me breaking like high stacks of bricks and things to that nature. But the truth of the matter is, breaking bricks is very small compared to what you can actually do when you align yourself. Breaking bricks is a moment where physical, mental, and emotional operated in a coherent dynamic. But we take that same framework and you lay it over learning the technique of what it is that you're desiring to do, learning the techniques of it.
That makes a lot of sense. So you said that behavior is the symptom, and alignment is the solution. So just continue to walk us through what that actually looks like. Maybe even inside of like a school district or a corporation, when they really are committed to like working at the root level instead of just the surface level. So whether it's an individual or a corporation, to me, it seems like a lot of times people are just working at the surface level and not really working at the root level.
I would agree, and because a lot of times we don't know which one is the root level. We think that we're working at the root level. So if we use an example of a school, a school directly, let's say working with the youth, working with the children there. Anyone in any form of a mentoring capacity is is providing more than instruction. You're providing leadership in their delivery, which it will be emulated, and they're providing. They should be providing a level of protection as well for the whoever they're working with. Now, the alignment components become reflective if you're working with young people. Young people will definitely respond to your energy, but they won't respond to you the same way. But they're responding directly to your energy. And if you can understand the techniques of, you have to get in front of the students. I was asked on an interview once, how come the students don't put me in a fringe or or stress me or anything to that nature? And because of how I am and how I am in my thoughts, the truth of the matter was, because I never expected them to do right. I always expected them to come in and be totally out of control. But I'm in front of that, to where I'm already knowing, get there before they get there. Mm-hmm. So alignment is reflective internally into the external with anybody that you're working with. Now, as it relates to you working with yourself, that's where it becomes you get an opportunity to discover that you're much more, and you already know you are. You already know you are. You can feel it. Even when you hear me say, you know that you're much more. That's resonating with you. The alignment parts help you step into them because it brings your nervous system down. It allows your nervous system to relax. So we're talking about things where we're now using self-regulation. We regulate ourselves in any form of intense or moments or circumstances where things become emotionally chaotic within. We just stop for a moment and breathe. In your breathing, you're not looking to solve it. You're not looking to analyze it. You're not looking at what might happen that you're not going to like. You breathe quietly until you know and you feel it. You feel that I have the answer versus I'm about to react. Alignment is not reactive. It is either alignment or reactive.
Ah.
So when you're aligned, you've already, okay, I'm in place. Doesn't mean that challenges, it doesn't mean anything. Challenges can be very stressful, and that's what they're here to do. Our challenges gives us an opportunity to find out that we're way much more than what we even think we are. It even brings you to like clarities in your abilities that never went away.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that, because I know that you work with, like high stress professionals, people who are performing at the top. But a lot of times I see people who are high professionals performing at the top, but they're running on empty. So I'm really glad that we're having this conversation. And that's part of what you talked about, the misalignment or the reactivity. What does misalignment look like in that person? And why is it so easy for everybody around them to miss? Like, I have a lot of people around me. I have people in my circle, people who are in my social media family. But a lot of times it seems like, well, I'm aligned, so hey. But it seems like when somebody is out of alignment, people around them kind of miss that. Why do you think it's easy for people to miss it?
To miss alignment, a lot of times it's because people don't know what alignment is. So you become conditioned in your pattern. It's a conditioning process. The way our brains, even shows in our physical, biological nature and our makeup of our brains and our firing sequences of thought that's related to thought, the more you fire them, the easier they are. They go. You become programmed in your thinking. You become conditioned emotionally to be misaligned, and you say this is life. Think it's a misunderstanding that think life means misalignment, or life means it's hard, bad, hell. It's a misunderstanding. Then your physical acts are not reactive. You do not start. You don't become fidgety. You don't start looking left and right. You understand resonance of thought. This doesn't happen it can happen. It happens quick once you start questioning your own thoughts, your feelings, and then why are you doing the things that you're doing. When you start questioning yourself, your awareness comes out. But understand the difference between questioning, and this is why people stay misaligned. They judge themselves. When you judge yourself, you're punishing yourself for learning. Of course you knew better afterwards. It's always, I knew better than that. Oh, yeah, afterwards you always do.
Right.
Yeah. So don't put yourself in, and now you have that running in the background. You might not say it on your conscious level. You might not say, man, I messed up. Oh man, you might not be saying that. You might still be chill. But there is a background in the subconscious area that plays into your psyche quietly. That is the things such as, if you were in school, you have to learn how to remove thoughts that school put on you, such as the systems of A, B, C, D, E, F. If you were always called an F student, you do not feel intelligent when you're older. But intelligence is not limited to school alone. School has its purpose, but it is not divine intelligence. You're born in the image of divine intelligence. This does not take away from the credibility of education. But in a lot of circumstances and situations, because no people are exactly alike, the way people learn is different. And you have to be in a situation where you can become aligned to your learning style. Alignment is the key in most of any form of development. So becoming aligned more with who you are, stepping out of your thoughts, where you can recognize yourself, you get to put things in a perspective which you can function through, knowing what you honestly believe in versus hoping in what you believe in, because you will experience it now.
Yeah, and I like that you said that, recognizing yourself, because sometimes people wake up and they don't know, they feel like they don't know who they are. At least that's the thought that they're telling themselves. But you talk about leading with your emotions rather than being led by your emotions. So what do you think is like the most, not necessarily the most common emotion that you see people not allowing themselves to be led by? But I'm really more interested is when you are not aligned emotionally, what does that cost you?
Your biggest asset, time. Misalignment also, depending on how you define it, if you can define your misalignment in the idea of I learned something, this is what I'm learning about me, it becomes a tool. Because just like your car, your vehicle, you need to go and get in alignment. So you have to still work on your awareness. Misalignment is calling your awareness into play, and it can even be defined as a gift, because once you re-engage with awareness, it pulls you back into a form of alignment. It's a system of checks and balances that takes place. But because we are not aware of that as a whole, when we feel misalignment, we have a tendency of punishing ourselves because you should have known better than that, and because of a lot of things that you learned, like even society teach things that have you pursuing something that is not necessarily the solution. For example, we're taught to pursue security instead of freedom. And this comes, and then when we're looking for it, those things that doesn't align with us, we go into confrontation about it internally. Okay, so but you asked something about alignment as it relates to. Repeat the one of the parts of that question, because it was.
Well, I think you answered that question already. I think you answered the question, and I love the example that you gave in terms of the vehicle. Because I remember, now I'm from the south side of Chicago, if y'all don't know. So I remember driving my car, and don't judge me, I had this blue Ford Tempo, get into it. I had a blue Ford Tempo, and I remember driving down the street in Chicago, and not only did I have poor wheel alignment, y'all, I was also out of power steering fluid. Okay, get into that. So I'm trying to drive down the street, but it's taking me longer to get to where I want to go. I'm losing time, just like you said, because I have to continue to try to pull the wheel to go in the direction that I know that I should be going in to get to the destination that I said that I wanted to be at. So I love that you use that example about wheel alignment. Because a lot of times what that does when we're not aligned, it puts us into, for me, I felt like I was in a state of chaos. And I know that you've built a career inside of helping people to move through that chaos. So what's really the first step towards moving through chaos? You talked a little bit when we had our conversation about frequency, but what's the real first step towards moving out of chaos?
Okay, I'll answer that. I'll also like to elaborate a little bit on when you use the example of the car and the time. I will also, that reminds me to share that not only does it slow you down, it also puts wear and tear on your nervous system.
Oh, that's so good.
So misalignment, you can feel it in your nervous system. Yeah. All right. So the question of steps to take the first step is really, you just have to want to. I don't mean want to in the sense of, oh, I want to go and read this book, but I don't do it because I'm lazy, I'm undisciplined. And when you start judging yourself, meaning you really like, okay, I want to do this. I want to do it. Where I'm going to ask myself right now, why is it that I want to do it? It starts from right there. It starts from questioning, why do I want to do it? Because it'll make me, I believe this, I believe that. What is it that I believe in it? Okay, well, I don't believe anything, but I've tried everything. And whatever I'm doing, it isn't working. So why don't I try becoming aware of myself? And then when that decision is made, you just start with your breathing exercises. When you wake up in the morning, of course, most people are probably giving some form of praise and glory, but become aware of your breathing. You don't have to start doing deep breathing. Just become aware of it. We're taught through scripture that that's the connectivity. That's how we were brought into life, through breathing. Become aware of the breathing and its effects on your body. And eventually you'll start to feel breathing affecting you physically, which helps you understand that that is a form of an alignment. That's a connection. These realizations assist us in controlling our thoughts. Not that the thoughts don't come, not that the noise don't play, but they don't attack us. They don't send us into a frenzy. They become something that we have the ability to reshape and redirect. That's as it relates to being able to. That's the beginning of the solution. The second part of that solution is now you have a clearer mind to create, or a more clear mind so that you can see and so that you can remember. When your mind is clear where you can see things without noise dominating you, you can then start to remember your excellence of what is it that you really did accomplish? What have you been doing that I never really honestly paid attention before? What would make me think that I can accomplish something when I've already accomplished so much? The idea of enduring life is a major accomplishment. All of your challenges were your educational. Well, I'm not going to say educational and I want to be careful with these words. Challenges that provide levels of opportunity and growth. It does not justify mistreatment or abuse in any form of manner to anyone. But the challenges have opportunity to discover personal excellence. So you have done this. Then as you recognize you have, that means you know that you can do what's coming from that spot in you that you know that you've always wanted to do. So your alignment helps you remember purpose, which you can find, which your purpose can exist in your career, your purpose can exist in your desires in life, but your purpose. So how that affects the general individual is when you wake up, you ready to take on the day. When Sunday come, it's not just I love God on Sunday, I hate Mondays. It's understanding that when you're called in back to life, when you're called into life, it's for a reason, not just only a reason to be judged, but for a reason, for an opportunity for us to produce and build from a place that we know we should be producing and building from.
So can we talk about the knowing just for a second? Because you said that a baby gets up on two legs without anybody showing it how, because it already knows. And you talked about how that knowing, that knowledge, how it gets buried over time. What do you think happens where this knowledge, this knowing of who we are, like why does it get buried over time? If we know, I mean, how do we forget? Why do we forget?
The baby component is the proof that there's a genius within us. So without us knowing the science of balance, even as infants, we had the ability to balance our weight on two legs. It's something in us told us to stand up. No one can tell you to stand up. It's internally. And so that is the proof that's there within us. It doesn't go away. It tells you to stand up in all of your situations and all of your challenges. So from that, give me the question again about so I can answer it correctly. Say the second part of that question, please.
This off the dome, I don't even remember the question, but I think that you did a great job. I was really asking about the knowing part.
Okay.
So when you're standing up on 2 feet as a baby, and like you said, you don't know the science of how to balance things. We don't have that knowledge that we get like from books and formal education, but we still have this knowing. So how do we go from knowing as a child, without fear, we just stand
Yeah,
up
I
to
remember now.
becoming an adult, and now it's like,
How did it get buried?
yeah, how does it get
Okay.
buried?
So remember, we were discussing circumstance, the mind. The mind is subjected to the circumstance. That's where you become programmed. We learned about it in psychology and things to that nature. Your environment, your influence, and what's being told to you is playing a role on shaping your identity, and is telling that other voice you're not the one that's in charge. Because for one, you're gonna get a whooping. So what happens is, in some levels of the misalignment for balance, because it should be encouraged to operate as an individual in thought, but operate from a place of understanding certain things. Abuse don't fix nothing too much.
Right.
Well, I'm glad my kid's not on.
I'm gonna have to send him some clips though.
Yeah, they were in the dojo though, so their situation is
Right.
a little bit different. It gets buried because we're told that it doesn't exist, and we're told that those things that were helping develop us internally, we were told that that was our imagination and that wasn't real. So it became a
Yeah.
repetitive cycle of, I'm passing this down unintentionally. We don't do this on purpose. But what we're telling our children about how they think is also telling them how to define themselves and the fact that they can't think. And then we put ourselves in things called critical thinking. And it's like, well, how we don't know how to think. And we'll say, well, yeah, obviously not, based on the things that's going on. Yeah, but these people took critical thinking. So anyway, the suppression of the greatness comes from circumstances, whether that's media influence, whether that's any form of societal or parental guardianship influences, which quieted the voice, and you find out you don't realize you don't have your own, because you're doing what someone else said, or you're defining yourself in the way other people appear to you to define you. This is how they define me, so this is how I'm gonna define me. We don't do it intentionally. We do it subconsciously. And then when we are at certain points in life, we remember, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. I have to think this out for myself.
Right.
So, but a lot of times that's a layer. You have to also go deeper into your subconscious, which is playing in the background, and reorganize in there. That's where your awareness comes in, because you were feeling in your nervous system. Now, since it doesn't matter, the opinions or the thoughts, and not that I would be anything else my greatness is not for others. My greatness is not only for others. It is it is because we're all called to greatness. So you then work on your own subconscious so that you can become better as an individual yourself. That's the healing of the world. That's the creating on earth as it is in heaven. That's the idea of aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your acts, and now improving or changing or adjusting your circumstance. It plays a role on your mindset, and then plays a role on your emotions. The beginning of whole self alignment is about awareness, and then you learn how to apply it and direct yourself. And that direction of self is I've demonstrated it in brick breaking, where the alignment takes place. But you that also has been demonstrated in me maintaining the company for 23 years and bringing two other adjacent companies with me, all through the ups and downs, all through the fights and struggles. So the alignment component is not something that the outside world judges. It's something where you feel good about you, not necessarily because of not what they all said about you.
And I
It,
love that distinction. And I appreciate you answering all of my questions. Just really, really such a great conversation. But it is now Q&A time, now from our guests in the audience. And we have quite a few questions. We have a lot of questions, so we want to try and take 2 minutes or less to respond to these questions, and to the comments that people have been so graciously putting up on the stage. But I have to start off with Christy, who also said thank you for your service as well. And so we definitely, definitely, definitely appreciate your service. So if you have questions, make sure you put the word question in front of them so that I can kind of scroll through and find your questions. And so Jay said, "What really inspired you to become a sensei? Why become a sensei?"
I knew when I was a little boy at the age of 8 what I was going to do in life. Uh, there was actually nothing that no one was able to tell me. I think my family just thought I was weird. But I knew at some point I was going to be teaching a perspective of the entire humanity. Something about martial arts grabbed me as a little boy. There's not one person that knows me that doesn't know that I know martial arts. But what grabbed me about it had nothing to do with fighting. Not too many people had to have seen me actually fight, but I'm considered a person that you don't want any smoke with. So um, the part of where it looked like martial arts showing you that you had to be in control. You weren't able to master anything that you needed to master until you got into control of yourself. And then you were also able to become more physically inclined, where you can move, flip, jump, turn, twist. And then it appeared that in movies, I didn't think it was real at the time that you had some type of sense of how you become so fast to stop somebody from hitting you that quick. So I'm thinking that's just choreography. But the inspiration of wanting to teach, wanted to work with humanity in alignment. I didn't have the words yet, but martial arts shown me was laid the platform, and then I realized that eventually I can teach it without necessarily putting on the gi.
All
But
right.
they went with me wherever I went. So
Love that. Thank you. Christy wants to know, how do we set healthy boundaries to protect our emotional health? And y'all know we're not going to get this done in 20 seconds. That's really all we got left. But I'm going to try to do a couple more questions.
Okay. Emotional boundaries. You are not responsible for making someone else feel any type of way about you. People think what they think because of what they believe, and that has nothing to do with you. Emotional boundaries should be set based on your own personal needs. If you do not put that as a perspective for yourself, it will drain or wear and tear on your nervous system. Anybody else's thoughts, or and this is not because if somebody think this or not, this is for you to understand this for yourself. Whatever boundaries you need to put up, if the people are worthy of your thoughts, of how they feel, or how you feel, that means they will understand. And if they're not worthy of your thoughts, if they don't understand, they're not worthy of your thoughts. So you have to put yourself as the awareness and the guardian and the protector of yourself. Within yourself, you are the generator, the operator, and the destroyer. It is you that is doing it all in your awareness and your consciousness. Set your boundaries.
I love it. Set your boundaries. Leslie Flowers wants to know, is breaking the brick the same kind of mindset that Tony Robbins used when he's walking on coals?
There's more than one way to skin a cat. So, breaking is done in multiple ways. I've seen people physically focus on the power, where they become physically strong. They put their mind behind, I'm going to use as much of this strength as hard as I can, and the bricks break, go all over the place. There's another component of breaking where I say it like this: if they ran their head through the bricks like that, it wouldn't turn out well.
Right.
If they run their kneecaps through bricks like that, with that mindset, it wouldn't turn out well. When I break bricks, I break with an energy that, me being a conduit of the ground, I feel come from the earth. So I'm able to break with my kneecaps, the back of my wrist, my feet, my elbows, my head. Never had any problems. Don't have anything broken on me, or it never happened before. We called it ki and chi, and it exists. I'm not too sure if when Tony Robbins do this, that he's doing it from a place of ki or chi, but he has definitely have to be doing it from a place where it is mind over matter, which that would be the common core. Great question. Thank you.
Definitely a great question. Mike LeBlanc said, you are dropping some diamonds. Sharon agrees with you that breathing is definitely the bridge. Leanna wants to know, or is saying, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Is that the right way that we should be doing our breathing, in through the nose and out through the mouth?
It's one of the preferred ways. There's other ways for other reasons, but the natural state of it, that's fine. That's good. It's a natural format.
All right. I love that. I love that. And thank you all for being here. Like, this really has just been an amazing conversation, and we never, ever, ever have enough time. There's so many great comments, in particular on LinkedIn. We have comments on Instagram. We have comments on all the different platforms. I even see comments coming in through Twitch. But we are 4 minutes over. I'm not going to go 15 minutes over like I did the last time. So I just want to give you the final thoughts. I want to make sure that people connect with you. You all can connect with Sensei Fred Jordan on LinkedIn. His handle is Sensei Fred Jordan on all platforms. So if you're on other platforms, connect with him on the other platforms as well, including Substack, which he is new to. But make sure you connect with him on Substack. He is definitely looking to grow his followers there. And if you are looking to be a guest on a podcast, DM me about being a guest on Carrie Connects. We're Great Finances on all platforms as well. And so I want to know, my last question is, if everybody watching this today applied whole self alignment, if they could apply just one thing before tomorrow morning, what would you want that principle to be, and what do you think that it would do for them?
In segments, take 30 seconds, even 10 seconds, and feel your breathing and watch how it affects you. Look to feel your own breathing. Like when we're speaking, we're so second nature to it. But to become aware of your breathing and feel how thought starts to unravel and you realize, no, it's not really all that serious. Or I can answer it. Or just, matter of fact, I don't want to give any form of answers. Just feel your breathing. If you can do 10 seconds, do 10. If you can do 20, do 20. This has nothing to do with ADHD. This has nothing to do with any form of cannot focus long. If you can touch an iron for 10 seconds, this is that you feel that sensation. Just feel it by saying, how does my breathing feel? And you'll get the answer. Focus on your breathing for a moment. That's what I would say.
Absolutely love that. And thank you again. Again, we are over time and we are out of time. But I know this conversation could go on for hours and hours. People are still dropping comments. Y'all, we got to go. Okay. Hey, Cache. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everybody that put questions and comments in the chat. We're going to meet you all in the comment section. Make sure that we respond to your questions in the comment section. Make sure that we interact and engage with you in the comment section. And so this has been another amazing edition of Carrie Connects. And next time, I think that you would be a great guest teacher just to focus on exactly what it is that you teach with whole self-alignment, maybe with less questions. So I'm going to think about how we can do that for episode 3, because I think there's just more conversation that has to be had. And that's all for today. So thank you all for being here on Carrie Connects. See ya.
Hey, welcome in. Let the good vibes all begin. Something good is about to happen. Sure. I've been waiting on you. Got a seat with your name. Started with a coffee chat. Now we about to change the game. You got a story worth telling, and I got a room full of ears. So drop whatever you've been holding, get ready because your time is here. Because when real people talk to real people, something shifts. When real stories meet real listeners, something lifts. Every Saturday we show up and we bring our best. Show up to Carrie Connects and leave it past. Show up, show up. Something is happening here. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects. This is your moment, come near where every story intersects and every heart connects. From a coffee chat to the main stage, just bring who you are. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects. Connection is the start. Carrie Connects. Entrepreneurs, voices, friends, where inspiration never ends. You did not come this far just to sit in the back. Everything you walk through was getting you ready for that. So step into the light. Let somebody see your face, because the right conversation can change everything in this place. When real people talk to real people, something shifts, and real stories need real lips, and there's something lips. Every Saturday we show up and we bring our best. Show up to Carrie Connects and leave it bright. Show up, show up. Something is happening here. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects. This is your moment. Come near where every story intersects and every heart connects. So the coffee chat to the main stage. Just bring who you are. Carrie Connects, Carrie Connects, and that journey to start. We started over coffee just to see if it was real. Yeah, you opened up and showed me everything you feel. Now the world is watching.